Welcome back. We continue our focus on veterans and what some are doing to save themselves. From the battlefield to the business world, more and more military veterans are re-entering the civilian workforce, but many struggle to successfully make the transition. While about 8.9 million veterans are in the American labor force today, another 9.6 million don't have full-time jobs. That's according to a Military Times article. A Texas-based nonprofit led by a veteran is working to make that transition a bit easier, all with the use of LifePods. Spectrum News' Carlos Garcia has more.
It may not look like much.
We just got this thing painted, got our sticker on it, and our next steps will be installing the water generator in it itself, cutting our holes out for our ventilation, and then we'll be ready to ship.
But this container packs a punch.
These are designed for disaster areas, disaster relief, and what we provide is water, electricity, and housing to these areas.
Dakota Stewart, the man behind LifePod Corps, had an idea. Hire vets to remodel metal containers into life-saving systems. One version creates emergency temporary housing.
We strip these things out. If there's any rust on them, we bust that out. With the walls themselves, we frame them with wood, and then we put our electrical and plumbing through there.
Another generates power and electricity. And a third version collects moisture from the air to create drinking water. And right now, the wheels are turning on where to help first.
Newark, New Jersey is facing a lot of the same problems that Flint, Michigan has with lead contamination in their piping.
Once complete, this water pod will do some heavy lifting.
We can generate up to 9,000 gallons a month of clean, drinkable water with off-grid electricity.
Plans to help are global too. Another project will send a pod to the disaster-stricken Bahamas.
Part of this is being able to see the direct impact of how many people's lives we can change, you know?
So, while they may not look like much, these pods are nothing short of lifelines.
Dakota Stewart joins us now in studio. The former Marine understands how difficult the move from serving your country to the job market can be and has made it his mission to create a lifeline for veterans and civilians alike. Welcome to In Focus, Texas.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm delighted to have you here. I'm amazed with what you have created, but first, I want to talk about your experience in the military and your transition to civilian life. I understand there were some highs and lows.
Absolutely. You know, coming out of the Marine Corps in 2013 was a challenging time, you know, I think for any combat veteran that comes out looking for purpose and a good paying job in the civilian world. And college wasn't for me, you know, coming back. And I wanted to find something that would challenge me and pay the bills. So initially I had gotten into commercial diving, underwater construction and welding just after the Marine Corps, and did that for a couple years. Didn't see myself doing that forever, and that's when LifePod Corps kind of began, of wanting to create purpose and a good paying job for our veterans coming home.
And I'm so glad, because some people can pull back when they don't initially find something or find their purpose, but you kept going until you find that right fit for you. So how did you come up with the idea of LifePods?
Really, so two stories to that. Wanting to build my own self-sustainable house. Wanted to create something that makes its own electricity and its own water. And the other part of it is just the fantastic people that I have in my life that have believed in, you know, what we originally wrote down on some pieces of paper and grown it into what it is now. It's been incredible.
You know, it wasn't long ago that we were marking the 2nd anniversary of Hurricane Harvey, and just thinking about the destruction that brought to the state of Texas and beyond. And so I think about a person who's in the midst of something like that, and their home is damaged, destroyed. To have a LifePod would really be very helpful. What's been the reaction?
It's game-changing, you know, in those type of stressful scenarios. You know, basic human necessities are clean water, somewhere to sleep, and, you know, it'd be nice to have some Wi-Fi and charge your phone.
Yes.
But that's the problems we're trying to solve, you know. And originally it kind of started with Puerto Rico a couple years ago, them going almost an entire year without electricity and clean water. is unacceptable. You know, we have the technology to solve this problem, and somebody's got to do it. So
somebody's got to do it,
yeah.
and you, Dakota Stewart, are stepping up to the challenge, and it honestly just makes me feel good that you would spend your days, you know, focused on helping others. And you think about Marines and all armed forces, you go into some of the most dire situations.
Yes.
And again, you continue to go into those situations where you are needed the most, and you are helping. And that's why we're spotlighting veterans today. And that's why I'm so appreciative of you for joining us to talk about LifePod Corps and all that you are doing to continue to give back and help others. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nearly 5 million U.S. military veterans have suffered a service-related injury. Coming up, the organization that's helping severely wounded veterans across Texas regain a sense of independence.